examine me and tell me what I should do?
I was sent by your wife. I am your psychiatrist.
You're not a psychiatrist. You're a fruitcake.
You've heard of Dr. Phil? I'm Dr. Phil Sott, the one that's married to that Playboy centerfold, the one that's a no account, the one that in 10 years is going to lose all his hair, just like you.
I can see that you're sitting. You might need some. You might need a little toupee there, buddy.
Yeah, I'm not doing too well. But I have Dr. Phil for a father, so if he buys the farm tomorrow, I'm a very rich man. And with, that Playboy centerfold girlfriend or wife or whatever she is now.
What about those Fig Newton bars?
Fig Newton bars? Is that what you like?
No, is it what your father has been you telling him to buy his Fig Newton bars?
Well, what do you feel about it? I'm your psychiatrist.
You're not my psychiatrist.
I don't mean to ambush you, sir. But you were sent here under false pretenses. You thought things were going well, but your wife sent you to my father, and my father can't make it. He has too many important things to do.
Let me tell you something, you nimwit. You know who I am? Do you know who I am? My name is Henry.
Yes.
I'm his potentate in my britches.
Yeah.
Foot long, if you know what I'm talking about. Let me tell you something here. The girls go crazy over Henry. I tantalize their taste buds. And I tell them what time it is, and I give them a little old secretion, and they love old Henry. Now, I want to tell you something. You know who I've interviewed? I've interviewed people better than you. I've interviewed people than you. So now this is my show, and you're going to tell me that you're a shrink? What's up with that?
You have interviewed people better than me because you're the first person I've ever interviewed.
Yes, I've interviewed people better than you. So you're the best I've done. Now, listen here. When you get into big leads, I taught Walter Cronkite how to do it. I put the kite in Crun. Yes, I did. I was a newsman. And I was also a boozman, and I taught Cronkite everything about what was going on.
Yes. Now, but, you talk an awful lot about punt de la punt de la punt de la punt. Is there are you suffering from some sort of, I don't know, inferiority, any insecurity? You seem like a man who's very confident. I don't know why your wife sent me to you.
Well, she's about ready to kick the bucket. She sees things and she freaks out. She goes in the closet and she thinks that she sees ghosts. And she gets up there and she hears people talking to her, and she thinks they're coming to take her away. No, she's as nutty as a fruitcake, I tell you. She's not anything worth talking about. I mean, whatever. She's just as nutty as can be.
She's gayer than a Christmas fruitcake.
Yes, she is. Yes, she's nutty as a fruitcake. But it doesn't make any difference. But, when I see things, I vision things sometimes. And sometimes my attention, I have, I guess, ADT or ADD or whatever you want to call it. Maybe ATT security or what. But sometimes when I look at
images, what you need, a little more security.
Sometimes when I close my eyes, I see pies. I see pies with slits, and they're pubic pies.
Yes. Cherry pies?
Pubic sequoia. And they're pubic pies, and I have this ability that I feel like I need to go like that. Man. That's what I feel like I need to do sometimes. But it's all so right. Henry gets a little bit.
I tell you the problem you have. I tell you the problem you have. You're married to the wrong person. You should be married to a woman 20, 30, maybe 50 years younger than you.
You think? You think so? Yeah, this is coming from what? This is coming from a shrink?
Coming from, I got an education here at the, I got this through a correspondence course.
A correspondence?
My dad opens all the doors. The doors of perception.
Let's take some calls from these people out here and see what they have to say about having their head examined. This guy seems to be an examiner, and he examines people. He ain't my examiner. He ain't my psychiatrist. I don't believe in psychiatrists.
Yes.
I'll be your psychiatrist. I'll examine you and find out what makes you tick.
You see, that's the problem. You ask too many questions. It's your turn to be interviewed. And that's where I'm here.
What is this? This is my life? What is this?
Flipping it.
Oh, flip it.
I can flip anybody.
You can flip this.
Yeah.
Flip this. is what you got. Hey. All right, somebody got to raise that camera up a little bit for Henry because I can see myself go here. I got to raise that camera. We're going to take phone calls with Dr. Phil Jr., and he's going to tell you the way it is about, being, are you constipated tonight?
No.
You're not constipated?
No, I'm doing fine.
Okay, well, I thought you were.
I'm a regular guy.
You're a regular?
I'm just don't confuse me with my dad.
Okay.
I could confuse you with my dad. You actually look like my dad.
You look like your dad?
You look kind of like if Terry Bradshaw and my dad had a kid. He look exactly like you.
Let me tell you something. You don't know what Henry's about. Henry's for the ladies.
Yeah.
Henry makes it aerial so smooth. When I go out on the floor, I go out dancing. I go out doing the chug-a-lug. I go out there doing the disco. And I go, on the nightlife, I like to boogie. I like the disco. And you see, that gets me going. I also like, through the tulips, tiptoe through the tulips with Henry looking through your panties. Yes,
well, that's your problem. You were arrested in the 1970s. Maybe you would tiptoe through the tulips. You were arrested in the 1920s.
1970, I was a congressman.
You were?
Yes, I was a congressman.
You're lying! You're lying!
I'm lying?
Isn't that what congressmen say these days?
What's this guy back here telling me that I'm lying? I'll rebuke you.
I heard a congressman today say that.
I will rebuke you for what you've got to say. I don't appreciate that whatsoever, but you're saying to me that I'm a liar.
You were a congressman. Okay, tell me about your Congress.
I was a congressman.
But not your sexual
I was the
either.
first man that believed in sexual freedom. I believe that everybody should have had a right to, if you wanted to go ahead and screw Mrs. Jones, you go right ahead and screw Mrs. Jones. Or if you wanted to go ahead and an extra affair with an extraterrestrial, you go right ahead and have sex with an extraterrestrial. Go right ahead. I was all for that. But they didn't allow me to, I didn't win. That was the problem.
Yes.
I didn't win at all.
Yes.
I was so upset about that whole thing, I wanted a recount.
Yes.
I believe in sexual freedom. If you want to go ahead and ladies out there, if you want to have sex with the milkman, if he comes and brings you the milk, go right ahead. If you're in for infidelity, I'm all for that. I gave John Edwards the first class on that, how to do that. I'm all for that. Screw anybody you want to screw. If you want to screw a horse, go right ahead. And the horse goes, so you go, ooh, and you do it. Screw that horse.
Now, is it a male horse or a female horse?
Well, I don't know. I'm not going to get into gender now. I'm talking about gender. I'm talking about doing it like this.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Wait, a horse is more like this.
Okay. That's what I'm talking about.
See, that's the problem. You're like this and a horse is like this.
Yes. Well, I don't know what
How many hands is a horse?
How many hands does a horse have? He's got 2 hands. Is what he's got. I don't understand all this other stuff here. Now, what else do you want to talk to Henry about? We got any phone calls for the Henry and Dr. Phil Jr.? Dr. Phil Jr., is the protege of his
Dr. McGraw.
Dr. McGraw?
Mr. McGraw. I'm not a doctor.
Well, what are you?
Not much of anything. I'm my father's son.
You're Phil.
My father's not much of a father.
You're Phil Jr., aren't you?
Well, if you want me to talk like my dad, maybe it'd make things easier.
Okay, I got a question for Mr. Phil and Henry.
Hi, Phil. This is Michelle. How are you?
Well, hi, Michelle. My belle. Hey, Michelle. Oh, we actually have someone who will interpret for us here.
I like to say you're a liar.
You're a liar. Hi, Michelle.
I really enjoy your show. And I'm a really big fan of your show.
Fine.
Well, whose show are you talking about? Henry's or Dr. or Phil Jr.?
I've been watching it for at least 5 years, and I like the humor in your show.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you like it. And we're glad to hear that. And Henry is very excited about you being excited about our show.
It really tickles the funny bone, this show. From what I gather, from what I've heard, I've never seen your show, but it really tickles the funny bone because right below the humorous, that bone, that's the funny bone.
Oh, knee slap.
See, that's medical humor. That's all we have.
So what do you think about Dr. Phil Jr.'s trying to analyze old Henry?
Oh, he's a babe. He is such a babe. But I really want to talk about you and and how sexy you are.
Well, Henry is pretty potent, if you know what I'm talking about. Henry is very potent, like potentate.
I think that you are one of the sexiest persons on TV or movies, other than Mel Gibson, Denzel Washington,
Yes.
or Tom Cruise.
Yes, but let me ask you a question. Have you ever seen a bald man in lights?
Oh, I don't know.
A bald man head, my head is shining with all these lights here. It's pretty good. Tell you what.
Better than the bald man in tights.
Yes, better than the bald man in tights.
You actually have like a foreskinned head.
Yes.
It's kind of neat.
It works for
a
Henry.
circumcised head.
I don't have to wash anything. I just give it a scrub bristle. But I do appreciate that phone call. Thank you.
Leave your phone number with our operators.
Yes, leave it with the secretary.
At the end of the show, we'll send you a subscription to Sports Illustrated.
Yes.
Actually, I would like to. I think we could make great love together.
Oh, I'm all for that. We can make love under the covers. We're making love in the back seat of a Ford Pinto. Hell, we make love under in the woods, and we make love with Bambi also.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, baby. You know what Henry likes.
I want a threesome with both you and your son.
You want a cigar, baby?
This is not my dad. This is not Dr. Phil.
You want a.
I am insulted by your flattery.
You want a Swiss or Sweets?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, baby. All right, thank you. All right, we got.
That nonsense.
Yes, well, that's what all the women like. They think I'm potent, and they know. They give Henry a full salute. Say salute.
No, I didn't
Don't pollute. Only you can prevent forest fires.
Mention my name. You know how much. You know how insulted I was.
Go on air with Dr. Phil and Henry.
I got a wrong number.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. All right.
Wrong number. What was that?
Wrong number. What's that?
Well, next time, get 411. They'll be able to help you. That's right.
I'm sorry. Fielding's is a different number.
All right, we got.
I roll out the red carpet for you there.
I got another call here with Henry and Dr. Phil Jr. What's going on there?
Hi.
Hello.
Is this Henry? Hi. Is this Henry?
This is Henry. How you doing, baby?
Hi.
All right. You remember what we did last week, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Yes, you were spread eagle, weren't you, for Henry? Yes, you remember. Tell everybody how virile Henry is out there in TV land.
Henry's very virile.
That's right. He's very virile. He's potent. And he loves the young ladies.
Yes, he does.
Now, what kind of treat did you get? Did you ride Space Mountain or did you ride Scooby-Doo?
No, I rode Space Mountain.
You rode Space Mountain, baby, yes. And did you have like 5 cigarettes thereafter?
I did.
Yes, baby. You know, don't be bashful, don't be shy. Come on, baby, Henry will light your fire. And when they made fire when I was born.
Yeah.
Yes, you know that.
He was there for the Big Bang.
Yeah, you see, this guy is trying to self-diagnose me. He's trying to self-diagnose me and try to tell me that I need to take medicine. I'll tell him to take his medicine and stick it up his own mouth. That'd be his rear. Now, seriously, you want to tell Henry about taking meds and all that?
What a terrible doctor I was. Michael Jackson turned me down.
Did he really?
He accepts everyone who just...
Well, why don't you and Dr. Kevorkian get together?
Oh, man. I tell you one thing, we wouldn't have anyone complaining.
You got another question for Henry?
It's all over.
So tell Henry, tell everybody about Henry. Tell Henry, he doesn't need any Viagra, does it?
No, he doesn't.
No, Henry is really very, straight as a board. I ain't crooked neither. I'm straight. Tell him that.
No. Yes.
Yeah, baby.
Right.
All right, you know what Daddy likes. We'll be giving you a call later on there. Thank you very much for telling everybody that. All righty, this is Henry.
Peyronie's disease or something.
Yes, well, I don't know. So you see, you don't need to self-examine Henry.
Yeah. You're Phallus in Wonderland.
Where did you pop out of?
This guy.
I just came from the Washington Senator meetings last night, and I was telling Obama that he was a liar, but somebody beat me to it.
Well, that congressman is a liar. We're on the air with Dr. Phil Jr. and Henry.
Hi, this is Jennifer. I was wondering, what are you doing after you got done walrus humping?
What we're going to do after we do what humping? Walrus humping. if you want to help somebody, if you want to talk about roller humping, I mean, you can put it out in Craigslist. Henry right here is a man for hire. I don't hump walruses, but I'll tell you what I do hump. I hump any lady that wants a piece of Henry for the Oscar.
Wait a minute.
You know, you couldn't do that if you had two big teeth hanging down like a walrus. You're lucky, that they're distracted.
Henry is the man for hire. Now, what else do you want to ask of me? Anything pertinent or pertinent?
Pertinent? Let's see. Okay. When you order eggs in the morning, what do you usually put on them?
I don't eat eggs. It costs gas.
Have oatmeal instead. Yeah.
Yes, I eat oatmeal, I eat wheats, I eat barley, and oats and all that good stuff.
That's probably how you live to such a ripe old age of...
Let me tell you. If you ever can live to be my age, you'll have something to say.
Yes.
We'll take one more call out there for the Peanut Gallery. You got a question for Henry? I am so, I don't understand. What is this? Is this my life? Or everybody's coming out here to us? Henry's life?
Henry.
Henry is
This is your life.
Yeah.
And it's the saddest story you'll ever read.
All right, one more phone call for Dr. Phil Jr. and Henry.
Hello?
Go on the air.
How you doing? This is George.
This is Henry.
George, who's George?
George is not on right now. This is Henry.
My name's George.
Oh, your name is George.
All right.
Okay, well, George will be on in a second, but I'm Henry. We're talking with Dr. Phil Jr. right here about psychology. He wants to self-analyze the people. You got a question for Dr. Phil?
Yes, sir.
What's the question for Dr. Phil Jr. here?
Okay, Mr. Phil Jr., I would like to tell you, take that tight brown suit off, first of all. And,
tuxedo off? When was the last time you went out?
No, tight suit. Take the
tight suit off?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I know. What is this?
Well, I don't know. Maybe you might need something to take care of that. Well, anyway, anything else you want to tell me?
Yeah. Well, let me just explain that I'm a young man, but I'm an old person's idea of what a young man should be like.
I have something.
You have something to say to him.
What did I say?
I got something to say for you. When's the last time you spoke to Grant and Lee?
I don't know. That's a little before my time there, buddy.
Now, when you were in the war,
that's before my time.
When you were in the war, did you fight for the North or the South?
Well, I'll tell you something here. Now, I knew all these people, but I was just a little baby.
Oh, okay.
I was just a little baby, and I didn't know what the difference. Okay. Well, Jesus came to me, too, in a vision. Jesus wanted me to be one of his disciples.
Yeah.
Why didn't you take the job?
I don't know. I told him I want to see some naked ladies, and he scolded me.
They weren't big on that. They weren't big on that.
It's a Playboy magazine. I like to touch and sniff.
That does disqualify you.
Actually, I know. I've read something about you, Hank.
Hank.
That's what I call you. Hank.
My name is Henry, sir. Mr. Henry to you. Like I said, I was a congressman, and I was also a news journalman. Okay, and I was the one that was the one that exposed Nixon.
Yeah.
Really? Yes, I was strep throat.
What, you lift up his skirt or something?
Yeah.
Is that how you exposed him?
I exposed him.
This guy actually did fight in the war. He didn't fight for the North or the South. He fought at Valley Forge. It was cold, but he still won.
I fought for sexual freedom.
Okay.
And the passes of gas.
Oh, man.
I better stand back.
Go on the air, please. Talk to us.
Hi, this is Georgia.
How you doing, Georgia? This is Henry, and this is Dr. Phil Jr.
We got George on our mind right now.
Question for us.
Oh, yeah, I'm getting really hot for you guys. I am so hot and bothered for you. How many women have you had?
I've had so many I can't even count, ma'am. But if you want to go in my index book, I'll put you in there.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Yeah,
you could be his third.
That's his third. Go ahead and groan for us.
Do you masturbate?
Moan for us, please.
How often do you masturbate?
How soon did I? What'd you say about masturbation?
How often?
I don't know. If any man tells you he doesn't masturbate, he's a liar. But masturbation is good for you because it makes you feel better.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm masturbating too.
You are? Oh. You're masturbating to Henry?
This is the second week in a row this is happening.
Put my fingers up my hole.
Oh. Say ooh. Oh. Say it. Ooh. Oh. I guess Henry's so excited to know that you're excited.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you have a boner right now?
Well, I don't know. Mr. Dr. Phil Jr., do you have a boner?
No.
Yes, you got it. How can you not have a boner?
Not when I'm working.
Not when you're
I want you to stand up so I can see it.
well, you know what? I'll stand up. We're going to call up after the show. We'll talk to you. All right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Things must be rough for Jennifer since Brad Pitt divorced her, I tell you.
Right up. Thank you. Oh. All right, this has been Dr. Phil. I don't know where this is going. This is Henry. And this is Dr. Phil Jr. And we'll see you sometime.
Who's this guy?
I'm just saying.
Where did this guy come from?
It's random.
Let's go to that beautiful intro, and we'll be right back on the Gorgeous George Show.
That's right. As the world turns.
Music.
Italian boy that goes back from the way back where, you know, when on the day that I was born, it was a hot summer day, and when I came out of my mom's womb, I slapped the doctor across his face. Mom said, "That's my boy," and I said, "You son of a gun, you're witnessing greatness."
That's right. We look like the Dutch masters here.
Never can say goodbye. No. Hey, baby. Woo! What's causing all this? It is Gorgeous George in your living room. How goes it there? Woo! I can fix my hair. Woo, baby. Now, you know what? You ladies out there, we need to pod that down, please.
Somebody have a trans
Pod,
radio.
yeah, we need to pod it down. Is it? Okay, thank you.
All right.
Now, we need to know
Those
something
teenagers
here.
and their music.
You are looking at me, and I'm looking at you, baby. And you're wondering, should you touch yourself? I say yes, touch yourself. You're wondering, where do you touch yourself? Touch yourself in that little special place. And when you do that, I will be there soon to greet you. I'll be soon to touch you in that certain space too. We will touch harmoniously together. You will go, ooh, and I will go, oh, baby. And you'll go, oh, and I'll go, oh, baby. You knows what daddy likes. Woo! Woo! All right, what's going on, guys?
Keep your pants off. The show is starting now. I mean, on. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Did I say something funny?
Well, now, you know, listen, I would not want to see you all without your pants. I think I would want to keep your pants on. Basically.
We're working this, as I mentioned earlier.
So, anyway, that's right. But let's, when I'm just this camera right here, we recant a little bit. Just kind of like, just a little bit more, yeah. So, anyway, what is going on? You know, they say that Rome wasn't built in a day, but we just keep on going and going and going and going. It doesn't matter what day it is and whatnot. And everybody knows that if this station had ratings, I'd be on every single week. I mean, it's obvious. I mean, God Almighty, praise Gigi. Every week being on the best here on Comcast. Simply the best, Gorgeous George. Except no substitute. Often many have tried, but never is the man. Because there's only one Mona Lisa, only one Leaning Tower of Pisa, and there's only one Gorgeous George.
Let me introduce, you probably saw these guys earlier. You know Gorgeous George, of course. I'm Kay Lazar. We have Vinnie Mac here. We also have K-Love here. He's also Kevin. I'm Kay Lazar. We're both Kevins, though. So Kevin 1 and Kevin 2, sort of like Thing 1 and Thing 2 from the Cat in the Hat.
Double
All right. Also, Gorgeous George, this is, you know, we're going to take a little break for now. We may come back at Christmas time. Gorgeous George is preparing for his, you know, Christmas show coming up in a couple of months. In fact, all year round, he wears a mistletoe on the back of his waistband. So he always is Christmas ready.
Let me tell you where, Kevin. It concerns me that you are inquiring about where I wear my mistletoe. That does concern me. Now, where my mistletoe is in a special place.
Yeah.
It's Hanes My Way. And ladies out there, Hanes My Way in a mistletoe spot in Breeze. So imagine that. Yeah. Just imagine that.
Let's not forget, Charnel. Charnel,
Come on. Whatever. Say hello.
Yeah.
Since this is the last week.
Yes.
For the time
Let's make it count, baby.
Hello.
No, we can't see you. Good.
Never
behind
can
you.
say.
There you go.
Hey.
Yeah.
For all those people who
So-
say we don't have enough women on this show, there she is.
Now, what's this latest thing? I mean, we saw the last night. We saw Obama's address.
Yeah.
And you know, address to the United States, and where this frickin' neck comes from? You're lying. You're lying.
You know what? I first thought that was you. But it's like when I heard your voice. But then it's like, no, it's not him.
No, it was your papa.
It was?
It's your papa.
Oh, wow. I didn't know he was white.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
But you know what was? I thought he said that. Why? I thought he said the word why, and I didn't hear him say you're a liar. And it's like,
said why.
Yeah, and all the they've shown it all day.
They should have been escorted by the Secret Service people and say, Mr. Congressman, you're going out the door. You want to go head first, or you want to go butt first?
Joe Wilson from South Carolina.
What a freaking idiot. This is the same idiot that was complaining about the senators heckling George Bush. When George Bush was up there, they were heckling George Bush. This is the same hypocrite, and then he's going to heckle Obama. You should have been thrown out the door head first, just asking where you want to go, in the garbage can, or perhaps maybe inside the sewer.
wow.
It's funny how the same people that complain about Obama now and how he should never have been president and all, pretty much were. I mean, they were so tough on the Dixie Chicks 8 years ago and pretty much ended their career in those days by just saying an innocent comment in England at a concert, and they were vilified. And now we have all these people. We have 24-hour AM radio and and cable news television just saying, well, what a terrible guy Obama is. Also about the healthcare in a serious light. I mean, this is just joviality. In a serious light, these same people that were very tough on saying that we shouldn't have healthcare for everybody and everything. They just want rich people and everything to have healthcare. What's really weird is that they were so gung-ho that Terry Schiavo should have healthcare when the rest of the world said they should have a living will and everything. These are the same people that want to kill abortion doctors and at the same time would never even care for or babysit someone with an illegitimate kid, who actually doesn't have an abortion. There's a lot of hypocrisy going back and forth that if you actually look at it,
you go back,
logic.
You go back and you see this. The Terry Schiavo thing, obviously, I understand. I have mixed feelings about that because, like I said, if it's unless I know there's no hope. But if it's someone that I love, they're not pulling the plug until we know for sure that they're not coming back. I understand in her case, there was a 0 to none percentages for her to come back. But obviously, Lo is someone you want them to do whatever they can. Not pull no plugs. Not gonna pull any plugs. You want them to do what they can for her. So to say it's my loved one, I want them to do what they can as long as they can until we know that there's beyond any shadow of a doubt. Nothing can be done.
Yes.
Wow, that was just really strange what happened last night. You sure it wasn't you? You positive?
No, it was someone who was related to you, I think.
It was? Yes. I thought so.
Yes.
South Carolina.
But you know what? That was a blatant disrespect.
Yes, it was.
To the president because
yes, it was.
I know that when somebody in the senators either boo or shout out you're a liar or you're scum or say something worse, that's a blatant disrespect to the president.
Well, I love how Nancy Pelosi gave that guy the look of death.
And so
Nancy Pelosi looked at him and gave him the look of death.
And so did the vice president.
How dare you? How dare you? So, Nancy, for a middle-aged woman, I know you're doing good. Gigi likes Nancy because you're a trooper, baby.
I thought for sure. I thought for sure the senator was going to be taken out last night.
He should have been.
But I guess there's no rule that you can take a senator out during a presidential conference.
He was the same buffoon that was bitching about people attacking Bush. He was the same buffoon about people booing Bush. Well, look at the hypocrisy. You're booing this man. Why don't you get on the front of a lobotomy? Maybe that might take care of the situation. Maybe have your head your head open up and put a baboon's brain in there, and that might do the trick. I think so.
Just think. I'm glad that they're not in Thailand or in the Philippines. They all be fighting.
They have fist fights.
A much worse outcome afterwards.
Or whatever it was.
In England, they actually, if you watch C-SPAN, they actually just insult each other. It's almost like the dozens when they get together. Labor and Conservative. Just like that.
And
monkey-faced
Congressman
Lord from
Eric Cantor was doing a text message. He was on there. Eric Cantor was doing a little text message kind of deal. Kind of like put your head up, stand up, and applaud Obama. Don't be sitting on your butt showing disrespect. You can see with Lugar, that prick from Nevada, Lugar, and those other old phonies, they're sitting on their butt not doing. Eric Cantor, you're a disgrace. I'm going to say, Eric Cantor, you are a disgrace. You need to be standing up and applauding. Not sitting there text messaging.
Next time I see my friend Eric, I'll tell him.
Well, you tell him.
He's a friend of mine.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm
sorry to hear that.
We people in the Old Testament all stick together.
Yeah, well, stand up and do the right thing. We've got you in there. Stand up and applaud. Stand up whether you want to or not. Be dignified and applaud.
You're a liar. You're a liar.
Let me tell you about South Carolina. South Carolina, after all those years of Strom Thurmond, you know who Strom Thurmond is, and then he was there. He lived to be 100. He retired when he was like 99 years old, and then he died, and he was 100 years old. And let me tell you, now that he's dead in South Carolina, it's like a vacuum. And all these like weirdos. You have the governor with that Appalachian Trail to Buenos Aires. You have the Confederate flag on there for years on their state capital. And now you got this guy.
And they won't take it down.
It's almost like the Richmond City Council, the freaks that run this place.
Well, the Civil War has been done. Hey, people! I got news to tell you. The North won the war. The North won the war. Get over yourselves, okay? That Confederate flag. Don't get me started with that Confederate flag.
Oh boy!
The Confederate flag is racist. Confederate flag is racist and basically heritage and whatever. Come on, I'm sorry. This is the home of the Confederacy, but I'm sorry. Okay, it is a racist symbol, and that's my opinion. And guess what? That's a Caucasian man saying that. Caucasian man saying that.
Are you speaking to our NASCAR friends out there this week?
I must be talking to General Lee. NASCAR. Yippee-ki-yay. I'm going to go down there and see Jeffrey Bodine cram up next to Rusty Wallace. Maybe they might go ahead and have a little crash.
Boogity. Let's go.
As George's lawyer, I must say that George hasn't been a lot of places, and the only royalty he knows are the Dukes of Hazzard. So the only Dukes he knows.
I have been in the presence of greatness. I've been knighted by the Queen. I have shaken hands with the Duke of Earl. Okay, I have done everything. Okay, I met the Fonzie and I went out fishing. Okay, so that's what it is. Hey,
you've been knighted by the Queen.
I've been knighted by the Queen. So I think that I've been in high places, and whatnot.
What?
Yes.
You've been knighted by the Queen?
Yes, Sir Gorgeous George.
Queen Latifah?
You sure she wasn't trying to cut your head off, bad you? you just got your shoulder in the way.
No, Kevin, I'm not down with that. No. I don't do those laser things. Laser probing your testicles. No, I'm not down.
You know them people?
Probing testicles.
What?
Yes.
Well,
the laser tag. We probe the testicles. No, I'm not about that. I was knighted.
Are you sure?
I was knighted. And I bowed down to the Queen. I said, Queen, I will have a cup of tea.
Queen Latifah.
But just don't pee, please. Give me a cup of tea. Make it St. Earl's tea. Yeah. Okay, we'll have a little sip for you.
You're about as sane as George III, so maybe you're George III.
You didn't know? You didn't know that they have a statue of me in Paris? Harry, there's a statue of me standing there in a full pec pose, sleeves around my waist.
Wow!
And the paupers out there, and the rich, and all, they want to grab it, but they know they can't because the grape's not real.
Yeah. You know
there are grapes around the statue. I love it.
Why would you have a statue in Paris posing with a flex pose? That just gives more pigeons to land on. There's spots for them to land on.
No kidding.
Unfortunately. Fortunately, it's protected. You see, it's protected by light around the statue.
Okay.
And the statue is in there, and I've got the grapes there, and people just imagine, of a statue of Gigi on Monument Avenue. We talked about this a long time ago. You got the Confederate Army men. You got Arthur Ashe. Why not take that picture and take that statue away from that ball of Maury or whoever he is, and put Gigi in there in a cage? Now you have Arthur Ashe. He's got his book up there for all the children.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Gigi will have a bra sticking up there for all the ladies to grab. Yes. And that would be a wonderful thing because that would get everybody excited. All the ladies would be excited, and Gigi would be excited, of course.
I love the Steve Urkel. I love the Steve Urkel statue. It's really great.
Where's the Steve Urkel statue that you speak of is
on Roseneath and then
Roseneath. Okay, gotcha. I got it.
I didn't know Steve Urkel played tennis.
Give me your tire. give me liberty or give me death. Give me your weak. Give me your masses. Ask not what your pootie can do for you, but ask what your pootie can do for Gigi. Woo!
Wow. Pigeon poop.
I tell you.
Not pootie, but I mean punani. Don't ask what your punani can do for you. Ask what your punani can do for Gigi. That's what I'm saying.
But you do.
Go
ahead.
The next, actually, George is talking about the next statue being him. Actually, it's not going to be the next. The next statue is going to be a giant pigeon, and all the generals on horseback is going to get their vengeance on that statue. It's really great. Go ahead.
No, seriously, I got.
I'm out of jokes.
I got a question for you now. Now, did they try to erect a head bust of you on eBay? I mean, seriously, I thought they tried to erect a head bust. You told me this some time ago. It was a big, and like Botox.
Yeah.
See the Botox sticking up?
Yeah, they tried doing that, and and all they got was the bust.
Yeah, the
it was
bust.
great, and not this bust, the
Right.
bust, the typical bust.
Well,
Roman bust.
you need to break it. We'll show it, and we can auction it off on here. Auction off the head bust on here. Put it on eBay and auction it off.
Well, okay, thank you. I'll do that.
Yeah.
In fact, everything's on eBay now. Everyone's needs the money.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yes.
It works out that way. So kind of weird, And then old Cantor doing his texting, like doing the show right now. Old Cantor is doing his texting to his buddy or his boyfriend or whatever.
He's like, you can't believe where I am. That's how it is. The president's talking, and I'm right here.
Yeah, Eric Cantor right now is looking at the show, and he's just texting, and it's like, I can't believe I'm looking at George. It's like, what's the deal with this show?
Yeah.
It's like, let me text some more. I'm going to go back to President Obama. I'm going to go back to his speech.
That's it.
It's totally disrespectful.
Yeah.
In all
Yeah, it
categories.
is disrespectful. I think it's really, really disrespectful. But hey, who am I? I mean, I'm just a guy on TV looking gorgeous as ever, looking gorgeous. And wink, wink.
Yeah.
That's wink, wink.
What? You got something in your
Well,
eye?
I thought the Gorgeous George show. I thought you were George and I was gorgeous. I thought that's how it worked. No, it doesn't work that
It
way.
doesn't work that
Someone told me that.
way. Like I said, you're just here for the ride. You're here for the ride.
Riding his
You are-
coattails.
Joe Biden.
you are the VP. You are the VP. You are second in the.
Yeah.
You're
Second
in
banana.
royalty. Second
And
banana,
you'll be-
second royalty. Okay. Second guy. Okay. Second guy.
And I guess you're the Rahm
Number
Emanuel.
2. Number
And you're the John Roberts Supreme Court Justice. It all works out. Yes.
You know what?
I don't mean to stop you, but
Go ahead.
People. Now, like I said, people like when I was making comments. The term morning wood. Now, we all know about morning wood.
I used to live in
Hold on a
Morningwood.
second. Ladies out there, if you want some morning wood. Now, I mean, we're not talking about evening wood because evening wood is not, doesn't work. But ladies out there, if you really want a piece of Prudential, grab onto that morning wood. And that morning wood is simply for you. You're watching me right now and you're saying to yourself, whoo! And I'm saying, oh yeah. You say, whoo! Yes, it's for you in a package, signed, sealed, and delivered. So, you know what I'm saying, Julie? That morning wood, baby,
Julie.
is for you. Yes. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Sounds like your wood is rotten.
There's termites in it.
Listen. I don't worry about some other guy's privates, okay? So when you worry about somebody's privates, and I worry about you. All right? Yes.
But speaking of that, you know what? I had a feeling that some of the people in Congress last night, they may have been trying to look at, But we'll leave that for another discussion.
Wait, now elaborate. They were looking at what?
They were looking down.
Okay.
And it's like,
Looking it down.
But I don't know what they were doing.
Well, so they're trying to admire each other's. That's pretty sad.
Who knows?
I know.
Well, no, I actually.
Who knows?
This is actually rather serious.
Yeah.
He actually, from what I gather, was telling the whole speech pretty much pointed to his right.
Right.
There's the left side and there's the right side, and he was looking at the right the whole time and says, "Don't try to tell me about those debt panels. They don't exist. Don't try to tell me about that we're going to insure illegally." That's when the guy said, "Yeah, you're lying." And but the way I see is that they have to get the Republicans on board.
Yeah.
I mean, what I'm trying to say is they're telling them, "Please get on board, or we can do this without you. And if you don't come on board, we'll compromise a little. We'll do this, but we have enough votes to pass all this stuff. So if, you're going to be left out in the cold." Do you know that the same people that are complaining about healthcare now against Obama also complained against Social Security and complained about Medicare? They were the obstacles, and now these are now things that people don't want taken away from them. So they're good ideas.
I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again until I'm blue in the face. Get a close up here. You pay your taxes, you have health care. You pay your taxes, you have health care, and it's not It is a, it's not something that, a right. It's a right. It's an ordained right to have it. Okay, that's a little too close.
Are you wearing a hat?
Okay, we need to really adjust that. No, but
do the Ellen closer. That's the one. Why are we so far away?
But put it back on here real fast. So anybody that tells you different,
get closer.
Get a little closer.
Push it back. Push it back. Push it. Okay, now push it closer. All right.
What is this, laughing?
Closer. Okay.
Oh, yeah,
okay. So now let's just close up. We have the right to. You have the right to have health care. You pay to the government. You pay your taxes. You have a right for health care. And you wait forever in Canada. Okay, maybe it's broke in Canada, but we have. At least Obama is trying to do something that the Clintons tried to do with this. The Clintons tried to do something back in the 90s. Obama is trying to do something right now. Let's stop this bickering back and forth. And the Republicans need to get off their duff, and they need to get in there and work out something. The Republicans need to work with Obama, not go against him. Because guess what? You're going to have Obama in there for 8 years. I hate to tell you that. But I'll tell you that because I'm proud to say that he will be in there for 8 years. So you all need to get over yourselves.
He'll certainly be there for 4 years. And let me tell you, what's great about it is that he last night he said, and probably the best thing he said last night was, and he was pretty much telling the people on the radio and stuff, and the journalists that are harping on all this stuff, and the people at the town hall meeting, he says, the time for games are over. Now let's get to work. And that was great.
I didn't know they were playing Monopoly and checkers and chess.
Like those kids trying to, like those kids throwing a tantrum.
Why is there always, let's try to be, let's play neutral stance here. Let's get, you remember our friend, what's that guy's name?
Gigi.
No. The guy that, and I'm just going to told a blank.
Guy we know or famous guy?
No, the guy that was on our show talking about the libertarian candidate back in
Bob Lynch.
Bob Lynch.
Bob blanked out.
I don't talk about people.
Libertarian candidates, maybe Green Party candidates. Maybe if we had more parties out there, that would be a good thing. But let me tell you why I tend to be a Democrat. Let me tell you why I tend to be for Democrat. I don't believe, first of all, I don't believe in conspiracy theories. I don't believe in scare tactics, the code orange, code blue, and all that stuff. I don't believe in, pocketing more money, not trying to take care of the deficit that we've been owing all these other third countries and owing to China. I don't believe in, not trying to help people as a whole. And healthcare is one thing. It helps. You have a right, as Obama said last night, you have a right to keep your healthcare. You've got healthcare, you can afford it. The healthcare we're talking about is to help the people that can't afford healthcare. And the people that can't afford healthcare, these are the people that this plan is trying to help. Obama right now is trying to help the home preservation, trying to help people that are behind on their bills. The home preservation, they're trying to help keep people in their houses. So I applaud what Obama is doing. And anybody out there that has the gall and the audacity to get up there like a buffoon, okay, and like that man with South Carolina, looks like what I crapped out last night, okay, to get up there and do that, you know what? Okay, you have a lot of balls to do that, but you should have been out on your keister for doing that.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
Let me tell you. Well, what's big. He actually said there are going to be no death panels. It's a word that sounds great. That I guess Sarah Palin, popular. I don't know if she invented the word or anything. But actually, to take her side for a moment, the devil's advocate, Sarah Palin. Sarah Palin, and she talks about the death panels and everything. That they'd euthanize her kid with Down syndrome and everything in this new healthcare system.
She needs to be euthanized.
Let me tell you something about Sarah Palin. She's from Alaska.
She needs to be euthanized.
In Alaska, they have Eskimos putting the old folks on ice floes. So she knows kind of what you're talking about. So like I always say, you don't put family members on juries. If we ever have death panels, don't put Eskimos on death panels because they'll just send you out on the ice floe.
Send you out on the ice sheets. Now, it's something that you were saying earlier about South Carolina. The Confederate flag. I didn't know South Carolina still has that as one of their official flags.
It's on the Capitol building.
And I thought they took that
No,
down.
not at all. No. It's still on the Capitol building. I believe that one of the, I don't remember who, one of
was part of the state flag.
Yeah, and it's still propped up there. I mean, it's still on their Capitol, and Capitol building. I mean, heritage is great. Yippee-ki-yay! You only go out there to NASCAR, and then of course they have the NASCAR this weekend.
Jeff Gordon will win.
I'll take Wahoo McDaniels in the fifth. Anyway, so did I say that, or maybe Tully Blanchard or something like that? Seriously, Lo.
Monica Patrick.
Maybe that, or maybe Fritz Mondale. But anyway, that's what the bottom line is. It's to a point where. The Confederate flag, it might show, it might be a heritage. As you see, it's not hatred, it's heritage. Whatever. There's one flag, and that's the American flag. The American flag is unity. The Confederate flag, and I'm going to say this, is racist. I am a Caucasian, white male, Italian male saying that the Confederate flag is a racist symbol. You don't like it, that's fine. But guess what? I can say that because I have the freedom of speech, and I can say that.
Well,
okay, one flag, the American flag that we hold true in the 4th of July, we hold true to Labor Day and Memorial Day is the American flag. Okay, once again, folks, the North won the war.
Are you sure they're still fighting it down south?
The Union preserved the Union. But let me tell you, I got to tell you something about growing up. Growing up in Richmond, and everything. I didn't really care whether or not. But as I got older, and it's actually not going out on a limb to say this now. Maybe it was 30 years ago. But you could say history and the Confederate flag is great and everything. But while some people say, well, that has nothing to do with slavery, the Confederate flag, it was a representative of something that condoned slavery.
Right.
And if it upsets one person, then perhaps we should move on.
Right, exactly.
Being politically correct and politically incorrect and having, listen, granted, if you want to put a Confederate flag on your house, you want to flow out the Confederate flag on your house, hey, God bless you. But but you're going to have some looks.
You're going to have some flack.
You have it on there, and it's your property, you can have it on there. You're going to have people looking at it with a distasteful look.
The flag really doesn't bother me. As a matter of fact, I look at it and say, hey, it's another flag. I know it represents hatred and slavery and everything, but you know what? I don't let the flag bother me.
Okay, let's nip at that. You just said that it doesn't bother you.
No.
It doesn't bother you, but it stands for what it does. So, so you're saying live and let live, or you're just saying that?
No, it's like this is great because a lot of people should do this. They should ignore the flag, knowing that it's out there, and saying, hey, we're not going to pay attention to what you're flying out there during race days or your own property and stuff like that. It goes to show that not only you're mainly ignorant, but it also goes to show that you might still have a little hatred in your heart, either for this country or for somebody else. As for me, I don't let the flag bother me. I'm above that. Okay. I know a lot.
So still that. But you don't let it.
I don't let the flag bother me. Oh. And it's like, okay, you're flying the flag and stuff like that. I look at it as like,
and just move on.
And I just completely
keep walking. Kevin, Caleb, do you believe that too? Or what?
Yep, pretty much. Like I said, and we got too many other things to worry about than just stuff like that.
Right.
A lot of issues going on.
How would you feel, though, if your neighbor had a Confederate flag on his house? Your neighbor had a Confederate flag on his house. That's a tough call, man. How would you feel about that?
That's a tough one, man. I'm not really sure how to take that one.
I would probably fly the ANC flag up there. It's like, you got the Confederate flag. Okay, here comes the African National Conference flag. There it goes. It's flying up on my property. So I was like, how do you like that?
Actually, in some way, that's probably the best thing you can do. Is he's going to fly his flag and you fly your flag.
Was that song?
Just make sure the stars and stripes over.
My flag boy, set your flag on fire. Say now, hey now. Hey now, I go all day.
Oh wow!
I go. What's that? Okay, yeah. I'm gonna set your flag on fire.
You know all about the New Orleans Cajun music.
Yeah,
You're pretty.
I know what I know. But have you read my memoirs?
No.
You haven't read my memoirs?
No. A pamphlet?
Read the memoirs, and there'll be a test. There'll be a test for you.
Anyway.
And next week he'll pass.
Oh, but let me tell you, before we get bogged down, thank you, Mr. Gorgeous George, for the last 6 weeks. And what is this, some sort of fertility shake? But we shall be back.
Must have swine flu.
Weeks from now.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
So stay tuned to this station and.
Well, I mean, wait. First of all,
we have 5 minutes, so you have anything to say?
Let's not rush it. You know, I mean.
What?
You know,
did you say that name?
There's never a good thing to rush. You don't rush perfection.
What?
Don't rush perfection.
Did you say that name?
Rush?
We don't. Rush. I don't think about Limbaugh.
Okay.
I don't think about him.
How can a guy with such a slow metabolism be called Rush? I'll never know.
Well, did Paul Abdul do a song for him saying, Rush, don't hurry? What's that song?
You know Ellen DeGeneres. She's the new...
she's the new judge that
It's sad Paula left.
Oh. Yeah.
And Ellen...
She's a lot funnier.
Ellen DeGeneres. DeGeneres. I'm going to catch some flack for that, but that's
wow. Good. She's going to call you.
If you have,
we'll get some email.
If anyone was insulted by anything we said tonight,
we'll have more coming up in the next few weeks, in the next few months.
If anyone was insulted by anything we said tonight, we'd like to repeat everything we said tonight.
That's right. Well, let me just say this: Gorgeous George Show at .net, GorgeousGeorgeShow.net, and GorgeousGeorgeShow.com. We didn't really plug the shows here. We didn't do that, but that's fine. We will have the 2009 series like I did with 2008 on DVD on eBay. So you thought 2008 was good? Wow. Well, guess what? You're going to have 2009 coming right at you. Coming in November.
I like the no frills packaging you have there.
That's right.
Well, this is specially packaged, and that's what she said.
And everyone that gets
this is about the size of your package, I tell you.
Oh, wow!
Listen,
and everyone that gets one of those.
Napoleon Complex. Don't talk to me. Okay. Right.
And everybody who gets one of these CDs, George will make sure he will give you a special offer by giving you a Cadillac.
Okay, and half of that will be coming from Vince.
Yes,
because
I'll be heading back to Chicago.
I guarantee you.
First prize at our contest is CDs, DVDs from this show. Right. Second prize is 2 DVDs from this show.
Let's get serious. Before we get off the air, let's get serious for a second. All right. Honestly.
That's a change.
Well, let's get serious for a second. What do you think? Now, we're going to be on. We'll be back on and all that. Yes. So don't worry about it. We'll be back on.
You better.
2012. Obama gets a second term?
If he gets everything done like he said he would, he certainly will have a second term.
He'll get a second term.
It's a president, I said this on an earlier show, a president who gets only one term is considered a failure. You can mention a few in the last 30, 40 years. But I think that it depends how successful his policies are. And I think a lot is on his writing, on his shoulders. Right now. But I think he will get a second term.
What do you think?
Yeah, I believe he has a chance for a second term though. Like I said, I mean, in case how everything falls into place within the next 2-3 years.
What Republican out there can even contend? Sarah Palin? Mitt Romney? Come on. What Republican out there can contend with him right now? You tell me.
There is a dark horse you do have to be careful about, and that's Mike Steele. You have to be careful about this. Mike Steele.
The guy who's the head of the Republican National Congress.
Never even heard of him.
Never heard of him? Well, you have to watch out for this guy.
Yeah. He's the guy who said, actually, the most famous thing he's done up to now is he said that Rush is just an entertainer and then wound up apologizing to Rush. Now, if that's the basis of a presidential decision making, it's going to fail.
Yes, that's what they're about.
Well, as you know, it's like when I go back to Chicago, everybody is on the Obama bandwagon. They're on the train.
There you go. One more Lisa, one more guitar piece, and only one Gorgeous George. Believe it or not. Woo!
Thank you, George.
We'll see you, and we'll be back on the train.
All right. Heading back to Chicago. I will see you.